Hey everybody, Heiden here, and I'm back with the Lodrik campaign. This is the 2nd of February 1942, turn 58, combat replay and intel analysis. And here's what we can look forward to for this turn. We have the Battle of Luganville still ongoing. I have no idea where his ships are at, where they're going, what they're doing, or what his plans are on the ground right now. We also have the Battle of Kukong in China. So we need to make sure that hex to the west does not fall, and if it does, I'm very concerned that he's going to pursue a armored car unit into Kukong if the units retreat that way. So we got to find out what's going to happen there. Let's watch it. Okay, and we're live. February 2nd, 1942. What is Lodrik going to do to us now? Surakarta is taken by the Japanese in Java. Oh, just waiting for the subs. I'm waiting for the subs. I'm sure it's going to be ugly. Okay, looks like there's no night strikes. Where are the subs at? There it is. Goodness. He's at Wake for sure. RO65 at Wake. It's been a few days since we've seen any sub activity there, but we know they're there. Okay, so the RO65 fires 2 torpedoes at the patrol craft Kimball and misses, thank goodness. And he fired at the patrol craft and not the AKL, which they don't typically miss the cargo ships. Wastes 2 torpedoes, and rowboats don't carry a lot of torpedoes, so a few more misses like that, and he's heading back for more. It's the calm before the storm. So far, so good. Like, if I don't see any Lodrik subs doing anything. Okay, this is one of our subs. This is on the north tip of the Moluccas Islands in the Dutch East Indies. So this here is just an ASW patrol. That's all that is. So the Pickerel got picked up by 3 patrol boats. Man, that's a lot of patrol boats. Nothing came of it. Fine with me. Okay, now we're already into the air phase. Ooh, that's an issue. Oil slick near Sydney, huh? Oh, we got a sub spotted near Port Moresby. Okay, our spotting planes are catching some stuff today here. All right, so I knew this was going to happen. He's sending everything he's got out this hex here, okay? He wants to bomb it hard, and he's going to bust through, and he's trying to relieve the troops in Kukong, because we still have them surrounded now. And I have a big fear that he's going to break through this turn here, and then we're not going to be able to hold these guys pinned down in Kukong for much longer. That's what's going on here with this. And this is a very effective bombing raid. That's going to really hurt us. And we're going to expect a lot of these. A lot of raids on this hex. Again, this critically bad hits for us, okay? This is actually going to destroy... Yeah, this is just terrible. That whole hex is going to fall this turn, guaranteed. Daily raid on Sion. This one appears to be actually an attack on the ground troops here. Doesn't kill anything, but he disables a bunch. Alright, another raid on this hex. We're gonna these guys are gonna get melted. Yeah, another one. Another one. Okay, he's just slowly picking us away here. wish wish I had aircraft in China still, but I don't. He gets the bomb for free, and that's just how it is. This X is so finished. Okay. Another raid here. He's throwing everything he's got. That's what he does when he wants to break through somewhere. He sends every aircraft he's got within range at a hex and just bombards it to death. And I can't blame him for doing it, because I would too, but it just sucks that he has this many bombers at his disposal and we don't have a counter for it. Oh, here's our raid, and it's coming in completely unimpeded by him. So it's a pretty sizable raid we're sending in here. Whether or not it's going to do any good is another question. And really, it's not. We're not doing anything to him. We're disrupting his troops, but we're not actually causing casualties to them. And then here's us coming in, but look at the size of the zeros that he's got here. We still managed to bulldoze through because these are B-17s that he just don't care. So he doesn't lose any aircraft. We take 6 aircraft damage. We do basically 0 damage to him on the ground. And more coming in. A few zeros are left that aren't, completely shot down yet. We get through okay. And we gotta fly through the gauntlet again. No losses reported on either side. We do manage to chip away a few of his units here, but it's not going to be nearly enough to stop the attack. And another one of our attacks are coming in. We report 1 B-26 damaged and a couple of Japanese squads disabled. Nothing major. Some straggler B-17s are making their way in here. And we don't do hardly anything to him. Okay, looks like he's got some patrol aircraft spotting us out here. We got a float plane at Wake. Palmyra's got something. There's a lot of scattered activity here. I don't know what to make of that report near Perth. I don't know if I believe that. All right, so that is the end of the PM phase. Not too much air activity, just the usual bombings in China and a couple of our attacks in Luganville. Hopefully they're softening up the Japanese there. So if he does try to attack, he should be a bit disrupted from all the bombs. Really minor sub activity this turn. I can't say I'm. Yeah, look how damaged these units are. He's easily gonna break through. Yep, there it is. There it is, guys. That's it for us. Oh, that was a major. Okay, so what just happened here was a major defeat for us. This was a terrible outcome. So we take huge casualties here. He breaks through, and now he just broke the hex. It's over. It's over as far as us trying to destroy those units. I just didn't get it done in time. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. We're gonna have to look at this. Look what happened. Are you seeing this? They went the wrong direction. Oh, okay. So he did the usual bombardment attack at Changsha. Took some stuff out. Big deal. Whatever. Oh, there he's going for Luganville again, but I feel like this time he's a bit weaker than before. Yep. So, obviously, this time around, we did a lot better. But not great. So, actually kind of concerning. So, he launched a deliberate attack, but the odds weren't any good. 1 to 2. So, we have no fort level, so our guys didn't have any cover. We did disable a lot of units, but we took 5 squad casualties and lost some guns, okay? So that's kind of bad for us because we don't have a lot there. What that did do, however, is basically take out the rest of his combat power in these disabled squads. And because we're able to rebuild the forts now, I think we're going to be able to get some fort level up soon and be okay. So this was the calculation, 150 to 60. The terrain helped us out. There you go. Take a look at it again. I am concerned about the destroyed squads, though, because we don't have a lot of squads to begin with. But we held at Luganville again. Okay, got some stuff coming up there in ADAC. Great. Oh, fort size 1 at Luganville. Outstanding. That's what we need. We got to have that right now. Okay, this looks like we have a destroyer getting taken down for repair. LA. Just running through the last of the turn stuff now, and then we can see if we get reinforcements. Okay, there's a ship there. A ship there at Heiden. That's a unit that I transferred. This is a unit that I'm transferring. I believe this to be units that I'm transferring via rail to LA. Those are new. These are new at Cristobal. Okay, let's analyze this. I thought it was going to be bad, but I think it's actually really good, so let's take a look. Okay, we got to talk about this turn. Let's look at the numbers first. All right, so we'll start with aircraft losses for today. Again, in our favor by quite a bit, 4 to 13. He lost 6 zeros today, 1 air-to-air and 5 ops. I'm sure almost all of these were due to the B-17s shooting them up near Kukong. So our B-17s are killing more zeros than, you know, basically anything. I'm not going to complain, though, so that's pretty awesome. He lost a couple Bettys, a couple Nels, a Topsy, which I believe to be a transport plane, a Sally, and again, I think he's using these to supply his troops in Kukong, so that's probably why he's losing so many transport planes right now. We lose a Catalina 1, which is, I think, the Australian or British version, a B-17, another PBY-5. Man, our poor PBYs, we've just been bleeding PBYs. But good numbers. Looking at the top pilots, we have 1 wounded and 1 KIA. Let's see if we can figure out, let's see what's under pilot replacements. Let's see what we can figure out with the wounded pilots right now. So looking at group, we got another Chinese pilot coming back. Let's send him to reserve. Some Dutch pilots that need to come back. See if they actually do. Another Chinese pilot. And an American pilot. Okay. Looking at reserve. Wounded. It looks like we're not going to get back Lieutenant Lopez. He's going to be retired. Ensign Henderson, wounded beyond repair. And a Chinese pilot, Chiang. He's done. All right, but we do have quite a bit of other pilots coming back, to include a couple Army bomber pilots, which we could definitely keep and use. The rest of these guys I'm not overly concerned about. Dutch, Chinese are not that good. If we don't get them back, it's not the end of the world. Okay, moving on. We're starting to slowly close the gap on the Japanese aircraft versus American aircraft losses. It's not 2-1, and that's fine with me. I didn't want 2-1. It's like 1 to 1.7 or 1.7 to 1, something like that. Army lost points ticked up quite a bit last turn because of that blowout we had near Kukong. But from what I understand, Chinese squads don't count for as many points as like other allies. So even though we lost a lot of troops there, it doesn't really affect us too much. You know, and something really awesome happened as a result of that. But we'll look at that in a minute. No ship sunk at all last turn, and I don't got a problem with that. All right, so get a good look at the numbers here. I feel like we actually gained a little bit this turn. The gap now is 1,620, and it was like well in the 1,700 last turn. So we did creep forward just a little bit. It's probably due to the base points, and so we had some upgrades somewhere, and that's going to bump up our points there. All right, let's talk about the strategic situation now. As it has been in the last several weeks, honestly, with the exception of him being up here in Hami and heading south, no real activity in the northern part of China. We know that these two bases will definitely fall, but when he gets here, he'll hit a massive brick wall, and that'll be as far as he goes south, is Lanchow. He can't break through here. He's bombarding at Changsha, but again, I don't care because he's not really hurting us. We do have quite a bit of an issue in this hex. These units here are now surrounded for all intent and purposes, right? He's going to attack next turn and probably displace them. I've been trying to just get them out down this road and into Pinxiang, but remember they started off here, and this has been a 2-month journey to get him to this point. But he just flooded this whole area with troops, and we're just surrounded now. So as hard as I've tried, I'm pretty sure that these 4 Chinese units are not going to make it out in the long run. I've tried, but he just keeps surrounding us there. So that's it for that guy. Let us talk about this battle down here. So as I expected, he hit us with everything he had last turn to break this stalemate. Okay. And he did. He completely damaged these units up here. Okay. Look at these disruption numbers. This completely battered them and caused major damage to them. But they pulled a fast one on him. He left this armored car unit in pursuit so that the infantry division would beat them, and then he would follow them into the hex. So what he was expecting, and what I was expecting, was that these Chinese troops here were going to retreat into Kukong and drag this armored car unit in with them and break the hex side. But these Chinese troops are super sneaky, and they basically sacrificed their lives for their comrades. And instead of retreating directly into Kukong, they went off-roading up here into this rough terrain. And this armored car unit does not have the power to hurt these guys at all. All right, especially in WR terrain. So he dragged them into the best possible location for us, away from Kukong and into terrain that he can't hurt us in. I call it luck, call it skill, call it working as intended, call it whatever you want. But these Chinese troops are my heroes because they basically just steered off to the right and dragged this armored car unit away from Kukong. So now that bought us at least 2 days. Because now he's on the move here, and he's going to move probably about 30 miles a day. So in 2 days at move mode, he can get into Kukong. Unless we can knock him into combat mode, which, you know, he does to us all the time. So maybe I'll send just 1 or 2 bomber units in here just to disrupt him a bit. And then that buys us some time to finish him off in Kukong before he gets in there. Because he still can't get supplies in there through conventional means, with the hex side being what it is. And he's going to need a little bit of time to get in there to break open that thing. So we have maybe 2 days at most to finish Kukong. So we will try to do that. We got quite a bit of AV there, 2,400. So we know he's got less than 2. So we're looking at more than 10-1 odds. So I feel confident in the next turn. I think we can blast him out. Looking at the Indian Ocean, we are moving ships out of Rangoon, and so far we have not encountered any subs. We have subs in this hex, but they're not really doing anything. So we're going to have to figure out how to get these guys to perform. I guess the secret's out a little bit further south here. If you take a look, I got these carriers here, the Indomitable. That's the only carrier I have in the area. I thought I'd send it out on a little raiding mission. What I had intended to do was send it wide and get down to Sibaroit to try to take out that unit that's packing up ships down here. But we got spotted by a Jake unit, which is probably coming from here or here. And the Jakes have a radius of up to 10. So they caught us. And now I am no longer comfortable pushing further south, being fully detected. So I'm probably going to send this carrier back home. The jig is up. He knows we're there. The cover's blown. I don't want to send it further south because his land-based bombers at Singapore can easily, if we continue south towards Sibaroit, for one, he's probably packed up his ships and moved away, okay, because he sees that we're here. And two, these guys out of Singapore can easily bomb us, all right? And I don't want to risk the carrier right now like that. So the mission has failed. We're going to head back. Looking at Singapore, though, we do have some good detection on there, probably due to some good SIGINT. Let's see. Yeah, heavy radio traffic twice at Singapore. When you see more than one heavy radio traffic detected at a base, like two and one SIGINT report, you're almost guaranteed to get some good data out of here. And this is what we got. He's got 69 fighters and 272 bombers. And the way I see that is the bulk of these things are probably off of the aircraft carriers. The one that was over here last turn, he pulled it into Singapore and unloaded the aircraft in Singapore just to let them rest, rearm, do all their stuff. He's got the carriers probably in the shipyard or the escorts for a few days, just patching up some minor damage. And then where he heads next is anybody's guess. I think now that he knows that we've got the British carrier out here, he's probably going to pack up and start heading into the Indian Ocean. All right, so we need to be prepared for that contingency. Because this guy, this guy does not have what it takes to take on the Keto Butai at all. And I don't even want to try it. So it was a nice try. Mission failed. We're pulling out. Over here in Java, we're still in Batavia. We're still in Bandoang. Just holding out, waiting for his next move. He's still on the move, probably towards Batavia. He's got more troops here at Kalajati. Now we know he's been landing stuff there. Ship sighted in port 63. I don't believe that. Okay, I don't think he's got 63 ships in port. That's hard to believe. He took this dot base here. These guys are still surrounded and cut off. And these guys are just retreating right now towards Bandoang. But actually, I kind of want them to go here so they can hop on a rail and head up. All we've got sighted is this task force moving southeast. It's probably just more troops or supplies or something. Not sure what this is. It says battleship and 2 heavy cruisers, but that's not reliable. I don't know what that is. It's definitely got some sort of surface combat ships, but I don't know what. Really quiet over here in this part of the Dutch East Indies. And I'll take it. It gives us some time to get our act together out here. Darwin's good. And this part of Western Australia is good. We continue to move lots and lots of fuel, supply, you name it. We're dumping it here into Perth. And it will all continue flowing down this way towards Sydney, Melbourne, all the other places that need fuel. It's just going to flow down here maybe once or twice a week. We're getting these guys out. Once these guys are unloaded, they're heading back to Cape Town to top off with some more. When these guys are unloaded, they're heading back to Cape Town to top off and get some more. So let's undock these so we can dock this because they've got a lot more to unload. But yeah, nice job at Perth. It's been quiet. We saw some weird report of a possible ship here or a sub. I don't know if I believe that. It's been super quiet out here. Speaking of quiet, we didn't really deal with any subs this turn. We did spot one, so we know that he's just kind of inching in, inching out, but we have really good ASW aircraft out of Sydney that go out to about here, and then spotting planes that go out even further, so he needs to be very careful about his subs, because now we know where they're at and what direction of travel they're heading in. This guy's suggesting he's heading this way, but I see it. We know that they're out here. We'll take appropriate measures. Okay. Over here at Port Moresby, it's looking good. We did spot a sub. That's fine. That's good. One thing I'm noticing, though, is that we're no longer seeing the spotting on our ships that we were getting before at PM. So what I think happened was he had a Mavis unit here, and that's what was doing all this recon. I believe that he moved it down to Tulagi. So now he no longer has long-range spotting on Port Moresby. He's got it down this way. So that's kind of stinks because he's going to see us coming in, but, you know, whatever is what it is. The Lark Battalion is slowly getting closer. Maybe 2 to 3 more days. We can try to unload them here at Gazmata. What we currently have sighted in the Solomon Sea area is this unit here, which is... I don't know what this is. It looks maybe like an ASW task force. It's saying that it's heading southwest, but I don't know if I believe that. It may just be out here doing patrols. We have this guy here, which is a task force of 4 ships heading possibly southeast, but we don't know what they are. In port, we got some AMCs, which are just some minesweepers that he's using to keep us from laying mines there. This is a single unit. It is, according to the recon, if you can believe it, a single task force heading southeast. So I believe we lost sight of the task force that has the troops aboard. We do have a bit of a gap in our search patrol because we don't have the ability to use Luganville right now to do it. Okay. There's PBYs here, but they're damaged, and they're not flying. So we do have a dead zone here, and we're not going to see what's coming for a while. Hopefully the guys in the Nemea can pick up the slack a bit, which I believe they are. This is the Kido Butai fragment, and I don't know if he's changed the disposition of the aircraft there or if this is bad intel, but it's gone down in bombers a lot and gone up in fighters a lot. About maybe 20, 30 fighters and about 40 bombers less. So, again, I don't know if this is bad recon or if he's actually maybe exchanging aircraft between Rabaul and here, because I'm sure most of the Japanese aircraft have a ferry range that could get them from Rabaul all the way down here to Kira Kira. So I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if this is meant to... I don't know what this is. So what I'm going to do is send this sub over here for this next turn and see if we can figure out what he's doing. Is he refueling with AOs? Is he just transiting back? Because he was like over here last turn, maybe 5 or 6 hexes off of Luganville, and now all of a sudden he's here, and he hasn't moved far. So if he was actually heading back to rearm, he would have moved at least 8 hexes, and he didn't. He only moved maybe 5. So it is a little curious what he's doing. I don't know if he just moved up here to exchange aircraft, or if he's, or what he's doing. So we need to be prepared for another attack on Luganville in the next turn, because I don't see these guys going anywhere for a while. And that really stinks, because as long as he is here, he's kind of blocking us from getting into Luganville. So we really need these guys to go home before we can commit to moving any ships or any troops back in, because I'm not losing all those troops again. So we need to wait and see where this goes. But I need proof that they're moving away before I move back in. And at Luganville, we were successful yet again on the attack. We did take some casualties this turn. If you look at the actual combat report here, we know what he's working with. We took him down to 150 AV from the previous turn. We actually went up a bit. The odds were almost 2-1 in our favor. So he takes a lot of casualties. Again, they're all disabled squads, not destroyed. We lost 5 destroyed squads, which was kind of a hit, and a gun for 117 total casualties. But he's probably almost out of supply at this point. We're not. He's got a lot of disabled squads, so pretty soon, if something doesn't change, we may be able to figure out a way to counterattack here. Assuming that troop transport task force that I saw near Bougainville last turn isn't somewhere out here hiding and getting ready to head back in. It's anybody's guess what they're going to do. So let's just wait and see, and hope that these carriers move away, and that the troops that I thought I saw coming were maybe something else, and they were misspotted, and they're not coming down. We need another turn to know for sure what he's going to do with this Kido Butai, because it's like a knife in our back right now. If we move an inch, if I try to move any ships in, he's going to swoop in and just completely annihilate us, and I don't want that to happen. All right, so the last thing I want to show you for this turn, and we're going to wrap it up, is our sub base at Adak. We just picked up another port capacity, and I finally have a working airfield here. So now we can fly in some fighters and some bombers to help protect this place. So this is a really big accomplishment for us. It's another step towards making Adak a very viable base, and even potentially a good jumping off point towards operations in the north part of Japan. Because we could start working on these islands down here just to distract them, or even better off, we may be able to capture base that's got a little bit of capacity for something. We could start threatening Hokkaido in the future. So I don't know. It's just an option, but Adak coming up is a good thing for us. And we have some good troops there. Okay. We've got more coming in, and lots of supply and lots of fuel. So it's going to take a big effort for Lodrik to even attempt to harass Adak Island if he wants to. So I'm really happy that we got this sub base fully established, and we have more troops coming in. We're going to build it up. It's going to be the best sub base in the whole North Pacific. All right, so that's the turn. We have because of the sacrifice of these amazing Chinese troops here, we have time in Kukong now, and we have time in Luganville. And I do want to show you one last thing before we go. Do you guys notice something? 8th Marine Regiment. Yep. I'm starting to move the 8th Marine Regiment in via aircraft, and slowly but surely these guys will come up every turn, and we will be able to have a very potent and powerful unit on the base. It will take a long time to move the whole thing, but we really need to get, I don't know, 50% of them out there eventually, because that 8th Marine Regiment is a killer. These troops are amazing. Okay? They have experience of 70, which is among the very best of my units that are even on the map. So once I get a substantial amount of the 8th Marine Regiment, even airlifted by obviously by air, it's going to be increasingly more difficult for Lodrik to break through. I think he no longer has the power and the troops on Luganville to do anything to us. If you look here, if you look on the base, we've already built up back to Fort 1, and we're well on our way towards Fort 2. As soon as I have fortification level 2 built, we're going to transition back into building up the airfield, which is what I really need to do. So I think we have a couple days at Luganville now to get what we need to get done, assuming the Kido Butai is just here doing some shenanigans before it heads back. If it doesn't head back, it's going to be a much longer delayed process getting Luganville where it needs to be. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm happy with what happened on this turn. It could have been a lot worse. I thought what was going to happen in China was just going to be a complete disaster for us, but it actually ended up being the best case scenario other than us completely holding out there. And in Luganville, holding that again, he's basically ground his troops down into a pulp, and they no longer have the power to do anything to us here without reinforcements. So we're sitting in an okay spot. We just need to figure out a way to get rid of this. All right, that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.